Welcome to my world, everyone. This is Like It or Not with Michael Lane, and Michael Lane is who I be. Hey, yo, I got to talk about something, man. This tripped me out, man, what I heard coming out of Texas. I believe Houston, Texas. Yeah, Houston, Texas. Shout out to Texas, man. Texas doing your thing, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, Texas, there's a rapper named Bizzle. And Bizzle has been receiving some death threats. Now, Bizzle is a born-again Christian rapper. All right, now, like I said so many times before, which is a fact, statistically, that Christians are the most persecuted religious group in the world. Not in the nation, in the world. In the entire world. You know, that Christian Obama says nothing about. All right, rapper Bizzle has been receiving death threats. You know why? Because he made a song that was condemning the sexual act of homosexuality, or condemning those who are pushing it and throwing it in the faces and force feeding it down the throats of men, women, and children. Death threats. Also, he's been called a whole bunch of names from the far left and the far left people who perform that sexual activity. Now, I'm going to tell you why Bizzle had every right to do it. He made a song. Well, actually, he took the song from Ryan and Macklemore called Same Love that was promoting homosexuality. He took the same beat and turned it around and pushed it and kind of like countered. And I'm going to tell you why he had every right to do that. Because Macklemore rapped on that song and he decided to attack Christians. He attacked the Bible. He attacked the preacher. He said, oh, if you're preaching that from this word and this Bible and all this stuff. He did what every liberal, far left liberal, Jesus hating person would do. Only attack Christians. Because why isn't it that Macklemore and others attacking Islam? They're not hiding in the corner saying, no, we don't want to talk about it. They're not doing that. You know what they're doing? They're saying not only are they against it, but they're calling it a birth defect and you should be beheaded. But Macklemore says nothing about that. Now, if he said if he threw in Christian, threw in Islam and all these other religions, fine. But he only talked about the Bible and Christian because, again, they are the number one targeted because of the hatred and the disdain for Jesus Christ. So here comes Bizzle saying, wait a minute, you're going to come after Christians, then I'm going to answer. So that's what he did. It's only fair. So he came back and he did it. So now people started to bombard him on his Facebook, on his Twitter, and on his YouTube, threatening to kill him, threatening his life, calling him all kinds of niggers. Wait a minute. I thought the far left was tolerant. What happened? Only the far left tolerant people can attack people, especially Christians and white people. We have to attack them, and we're all in the right. But nobody can say anything. Christians is in the Bible. Christians are supposed to believe what liberals believe in. You're supposed to agree with everything, and that's it. That's in the Bible. I guess that's what they're saying. It's in the Bible that you're supposed to agree with everything that Democrats say, everything that Obama says, and everything that Glad says. And you're supposed to believe it. But wait a minute. If not, then they can attack him. So wait a minute. Are they heterophobes? Are they racist? He's a black rapper. So they're racist, calling them niggers and all that stuff. So they're racist, they're heterophobes, and they're Christianophobes. So we're going to toss that. Hey, Hey, I'll throw out that card then. Come on. Because why did Macklemore only attack Christians? And you know that that's not the only religious group that is against the activity. Don't forget, it's an activity. It's not a race. It's not a gender. So, in my opinion, it is racist to always compare blacks to gays. That's all they do. They don't say Jewish people. They don't talk about Russians. They don't talk about Croats or Serbs. They only use black people. That's racist. To only put black people in the same category as things that you do in the bedroom. But again, they don't say Polish people. They don't say any other color or race. Only blacks. Just like that fool, that idiot, that so-called sports reporter, that again put it sex along the same lines as blacks. So that's how it is. You can only agree with what they are saying. You know what? Glad and all these other far left people, they learned from the race baiters. They learned from the race pimps. Because Al Sharpton, NAACP, Reverend Jesse Jackson, they're like union bosses. They're all union bosses. Because they go to their church and they tell you things that you want to hear. We're going to fight for you. We're going to do all this. Now pay me the union dues. So they get all them union money, and then they get paid from the bigwigs, because you think they're going to go talk to them. But no, they're going to have, they're rubbing shoulders with them, and they're rubbing shoulders. They're having a good time. And they're, you know, they talk, and then you get nothing out of it. While you're fired, or you're laid off like the people in Hostess, they go home and they have their nice houses, they have their mansions. So they're union bosses. So they knew they can take that and try to use certain words to make you feel guilty in the argument. Because nobody wants to be viewed as racist. That's a terrible thing to call somebody, especially when they're not racist. That's a bad thing. So people are so frightened, they feel guilty that they conform into that. They say, okay, and they shrivel up. So that's what GLAAD and the other far left people who are not gay, the far left, that are doing. So they're saying homophobe, which really homophobe means you're a fear of twins or clones. But they're using that as the same way as racist. So they're trying to use that as a form of stopping the argument and saying you hate them. No, everybody can have a difference of opinion. If you speak out pro-gay marriage or pro-gay whatever, or pro-homosexual, gay means happy, but pro-homosexuality, then you have every right to do it. But they have every right, if they disagree with that life, to speak out and say, well, I don't agree with that activity. It doesn't mean that they hate you. If somebody hates people want to ban gum because they don't like to see people chewing gum, it doesn't mean that they hate people chewing gum. They don't like the activity of chewing gum. So that's the same thing for sex. Okay, again, it's not a gender. I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care if you have sex with both. If you're a bisexual, it's still an activity. It is not a gender about using other bathroom. I don't want to be called he. I want to be called a her. No, you are either a man or a woman. Period. It's not brand new. Facebook putting out all 36 genders. No, it's two. Either you're male or you're female. But with sexual activity, it may be a wide range of sexual activities. And that's what it is. Now, people may disagree with me. But you're wrong. Because what I'm saying is facts. It's elementary. You can look in any dictionary, and it is true. It is an activity. It is a noun. It's what you do. Okay, so if they say that I hate that person because of what they do, then they are a hater of you. Which is absolutely wrong and foul. They shouldn't hate the person because of what they do. But they have every right to get up there and say what they want. If I disagree with basketball players, I don't think these players should be out there in the court playing basketball. That doesn't mean I hate basketball players. That don't mean I hate them. I just hate the fact that they play basketball. That's the simple thing about it. That's just it. You don't like it, fine. They have every right to think the way they do, and people have every right to say and express it. If you disagree with it, fine, cool. But this rapper, BIZZLE have every right. But you attack him. You attack him. You call him all kinds of racist names, and you threaten his life. But you can do that because he's a Christian. I'm not a Christian. And I bet if I come up with a song and I rap, and if I come out a song like that, I guarantee you, I want one of y'all to say something. Because I give you where I stay. Because I don't play. And I'm not a YouTube talker. I'm not a keyboard puncher. I'm not a crap. I'm not. I don't do any of that stuff. And I don't like to brag and I'm the toughest guy in the world. No, I'm not. I'm not the toughest dude in the world. I'm not unstoppable. Only God is. But I tell you one thing, I ain't a punk. And I ain't a Christian. You think it's easy to push over a Christian, that's why. Me? I ain't turning no other cheek. But it's not right. It is not right. It's not fair to knock or kill somebody's right to free speech. If somebody disagree with an activity, then let them go. But you keep fighting for your activity and leave other people alone, especially Christians. If you're so bold, if you got nuts, go out there and go after the Muslims. I dare you. I dare you, Macklemore. I dare you, all these people going after BIZZLE. I dare you. Go after them. I'm waiting. I'm going to be waiting for a long ass time. So I sure ain't holding my breath, like it or not.